Hey everyone, welcome to the Slant. I'm Stephanie Gonzalez, and our next guest needs no introduction, but I'm still going to do it anyway. Texans long snapper Jon Weeks. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you very much for having me. I'm excited.
Thank you so much. And I know you've been so busy. It's been, crazy last few months for you. But first of all, how are you?
Great. Great. We just got off the practice field. We had a great practice. Getting ready for a really good team coming up this weekend.
And we have to mention this little thing right here.
Oh, yeah.
Walter Payton, Man of the Year
cool.
nominee.
Unreal.
I mean, that's amazing. That's huge, Jon. So I saw the video that, the awesome media team put together for you, but what was it like? What did you feel when you found out about this nomination?
Wow, what a great question. I was taken away, it's something that I don't really have words, as you can tell. I don't really stutter too much over my words or fumble, but it meant the world to me for the organization to nominate me, first of all. Incredibly grateful, especially because I know the men that we have in that locker room and how giving all those men are in the community. So to be nominated for that award was absolutely amazing.
And anytime for me, when I hear your name, Jon Weeks, I think football and community, because you're always out there. You're always doing something. And, with my years working in sports, like 10 plus years, I've learned that as an athlete, like you can make such a difference off the field, like making people smile, making a difference. It's like its own superpower and you're using it for good. Yeah. So what is it that keeps you, doing stuff in the community?
Yeah. Something I've brought up many times since I've been, since I was nominated, people have asked me and something my parents and my grandparents always told me was that if you're in a position to give back and to better someone's life, it's your job to do it. And that's something that the organization has done an amazing job allowing me to do. They've been great anytime I've asked them or had an idea of something I wanted to do to try to help. They've been fully supportive. They've been 100% behind me trying to get involved. And, it's those little things that make you can go out there and make a kid's day, right? Just something so simple, just by spending time with them and just talking to them, and that stuff's so important, and it's stuff that I value, it's stuff that the guys in this team value, and I'm proud to be a part of it.
And we were just talking before we started recording about J.J. Watt's
upcoming
event at Constellation Field.
Yep.
Yeah, so I'm guessing you will be part of that.
I'm hoping to be a part of it, yes. But yeah, JJ is having his charity softball event. I believe tickets just went on sale the other day, so you should go get those because it's going to be a fantastic time as always.
Yeah, and you and I met years ago at a charity event. I mean, we didn't really talk, but I became friends with your wifey, Amanda, shout out.
Yes,
and it's so cool because I see her posts, right?
Mm-hmm.
I see you as Jon, the dad, the husband, sprinkled with a little football. So I'm excited to get to know you more and talk about football and life and all that stuff. So let's go back in time a little.
Okay, let's do it.
So let's talk about, when Little Jon.
Oh, boy.
Not the rapper,
okay.
but you. What was it like, kind of getting introduced to football? How did that happen? How did you fall in love with the game?
Yeah, so I was a military brat growing up. My dad was in the Air Force. We moved around a bunch, and I was a very active kid. My parents kind of realized that they needed to get me out, and they needed to kind of get me under control because I was one of those little kids that just ran around like a crazy person. So they put me in every sport they could possibly put me in. So I think that's kind of how I got so involved with sports, and then just kind of fell in love with it. Fell in love with every sport I played. It was fun. I think I started playing football, was introduced to football in a funny play. We were stationed in Turkey.
Oh, wow.
And my dad was my football coach, my flag football coach. That was probably the first time I think I ever played.
Oh, that's awesome. And then you ended up playing at Baylor.
I did, yeah.
Did you ever imagine that you would be playing in the NFL, let alone for as long as you have been?
It's one of those things when you look back, it's always a dream, right? But when I picked up the skill of long snapping, I picked it up because a coach of mine told me he could give me a skill that would get me to college. And I knew I wanted to go play college football. I knew I wanted to do everything I could to help my parents try to earn a scholarship. And he told me he could give me a skill to do that. So that's how I actually picked up long snapping.
Nice.
And then once I got to Baylor and I was playing in the Big 12 and we were playing really good Oklahoma teams and Texas teams. And at the time, Kansas was good. And I was going through that process. I kind of started to think maybe I had a shot because I knew I was playing against guys that were going to be playing on Sunday and I was holding my own. So that was kind of when it started to creep in. I mean, I'm completely blessed to be where I'm at today with the journey that I've been on with it. And incredibly grateful. But yeah, that was kind of how that all happened.
I love it. And it wasn't, an easy journey getting here. So since, you've been through so many changes, right? Since 2010, there's been a lot of changes. What has it been about this season that's made it so special?
It's just, sometimes there's just a feeling, right? I guess that's the best way to put it. And, with the beginning of the season, starting off with the hiring of, coach, getting D'Amico back in the building, and then what D'Amico and the entire front office and Nick and all those guys were able to do, bringing in the talent they did through the draft, and then just getting all those guys in here and the immediate process of like kind of coming together as a team started to happen. And I think that was kind of that, okay, this could be something special as long as we put our head down and we keep working for it. And I think that's what we do. We got a great group of guys in there that just kind of put their head down and work as hard as they possibly can and understand, what's in front of us and don't take anything for granted and work their tails off.
And what is your secret? We all want to know to just, being such an awesome player and being here for this long. Like, what's the training like? Like, what do you do? What is it that you would say?
I don't know if there is a secret. One thing one of my vets always told me was that once you get comfortable in this league, you're done. And I don't think I've ever been comfortable. Unfortunately, my journey started a little bit later, and I was out of football for 2 years, so I do know what life without football was like. And where I did find something I was passionate about and was able to get back into football, so things kind of worked out for me. I don't really want to feel that anytime soon. I love being around the guys. I love being a Houston Texan. I love playing football, and I'm going to continue to keep doing it as long as I can. And
I was talking to Mark Vandermeer earlier, and he described you as the glue who's kept the team together.
That's very nice.
There's been so many changes. So what do you think it is that keeps you just being that team player that, keeps the team together?
I don't know if you, I think Mark's being a little too nice, to be honest with you. I think, when it comes to where I am now, I want to be as consistent as possible. I think as long as I can stay consistent, and I can be there for these young guys and explain to them and try to help them and guide them through the ups and downs of a tough NFL season. That's what I'm lucky enough to be able to do. That's kind of my job right now. Yeah. And I'm just trying to do that to the best of my ability.
Yeah. And what is your goal for the remaining of the season?
Oh, man, the goal for the remainder of the season is probably to make it through practice tomorrow, Again, I try not to look too far ahead. Yeah. I try to be in the moment as much as possible because, being in the moment is where you need to be at in this business because you just never know, right? Yeah. Anything can happen. So just try to be in the moment as much as possible. We understand the task that we have in front of us. We have a really good team that we're preparing for right now. None of us are not aware of what we could do if we put our heads down and really work towards it. And I think that's what we're doing. And again, that's why this group is special because this group understands that and they're willing to put the work in.
Yeah. And what about a goal off the field? Like something that you would like to accomplish
goal off the
personally?
Field. I have been lucky enough, and I've talked about this with my wife. I've been lucky enough to be in this business for a while now, and I have got to accomplish a lot of things in my time here with the Texans. The only two things that have escaped me in my career so far are an AFC championship game and a Super Bowl. And the ultimate goal is to bring a Super Bowl to Houston, and I want to be a part of that. So that's the ultimate goal. But right now, the goal is to make sure that I prepare properly for tomorrow's practice and get ready to roll for a good team.
I love that. And also, we touched a little bit on this earlier about just community and whatnot. So do you have any events or anything coming up that you would like to mention?
I have a couple things in the works. A couple things, again, that the Texans are being amazing with and helping me with. Nothing that's completely ironed down yet. I am excited. I will be joining Kirsten and Kirsten's crew tomorrow for her shopping spree, so I'm going to go attend that. Her foundation and her group do a fantastic job with taking kids Christmas shopping, so I'll be happy to be a part of that and be there for that. But when an opportunity arises, I try to be there for it, and our team does a great job of presenting those opportunities for us. And if I can be there, I'll be there.
And what is the best advice that you've received? I always like asking this question.
The best advice I've received as a player,
Let's go with as a player.
The best advice I ever received, I probably got when I was struggling to get back in, and that was just never let someone else's perception of you be your reality. And it was at a time where there were some rules that were kind of keeping me from getting in because a couple teams said I was a little too small. So I just kind of had to keep that in my mind that, yes, there are going to be teams that think that, but I just need one team to give me a shot and the rest will take care of itself. And thankfully it was Houston, and we're still going.
We love having you.
Thank you. I love being here.
You're awesome both on and off the field, and truly I applaud you for everything that you're doing, around the community and, for the team. And I'm telling you, when I say you're a fan favorite, you absolutely are.
I appreciate
and
that.
This thing right here says it all. And
it means a lot.
We'll make sure to vote.
Yes, please.
People can vote by going on X, which was Twitter, and also going to NFL. I wrote it down. It is NFL.com/Man of the Year.
Yes, ma'am.
And we do have one more thing that we want you to do, a favor. Are you ready?
Sure.
We want you to sign that wall.
Oh, yes. I can do that. Yeah, you scared me there for a second.
You're like, are y'all going to make me sing?
Yeah, I was confused. Absolutely. Yes. There we go.
I should have said that, right? I should be like, we want you to sing a song.
Where are we at? Should I go right next to the man himself?
Do it, JJ.
All right, there we go.
There we go. We got it.
Fantastic. Thank you for having me.
Well, thank you so much. You're a joy, and thank you for everything that you're doing, and we'll keep cheering you on.
Great.
And we'll make sure to vote.
Yes, please do.
Vote.
Thanks, guys.